CRO is moving up, and there's a bit of optimism headed into next week because of a huge story that's breaking right now that I think everybody needs to be aware of that sent Bitcoin up to $113,000 through that trend line that I was talking about, where you need to see our weekly candle close above this level. It is looking really good right now for that because tariff news. U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent says China is ready to make a trade deal which remove the president's 100% tariff. Is this real? What is going on with this story? Well, let's talk a little bit about it in this video, guys. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Do me a favor and smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto content. And let's get into this. So as I'm watching these markets soar, I'm thinking, why is crypto pumping today? Well, first of all, that technical level I talked about for Bitcoin over the last few days, it's looking pretty good right now. And I think a lot of that is happening because of this news right here. These tariff conversations, when negative tariff stories come out, it dumps the market. When positive tariff stories come out, it kind of brings this market back to the upside. And one thing you got to keep in mind is that we know Fed rate cuts are coming. That is a bullish catalyst that we've been talking about for years, and it is coming. But tariffs have been holding us back. So when the U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent says China's ready to make a trade deal, well, is China really ready to make a trade deal? Well, everybody is reporting on that today. NBC News says U.S. and China likely to avert new 100% tariff. That's what the Treasury Secretary says. The Washington Post is writing Chinese and U.S. officials tentatively agree to avert 100% tariffs. And the timing couldn't be better because it is October 26th. These tariffs will be coming in just a matter of days. If we do not see resolve on this, we will see tariffs in just 5 short days from today. November 1st is coming quickly. So this is very, very important. And if we do truly get these tariffs to go away, okay, well, what we could see is we could see what we've seen historically for these crypto markets, where Q4 does what it's supposed to do and turns to be bullish. With the Fed rate cuts already happening, we need this tariff news to go the right way. We also want the government shutdown to end because we want to see those altcoin ETFs get approved. But we might see the tariff resolved before the government shutdown, which is great because then that gives us kind of a bunch of bullish catalysts going into Q4. I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic today as the price is going up specifically because of the tariff news. These are the uncertain events that you just can't predict. So as I'm watching Bitcoin come back above this level, it looks pretty decently, with a pretty decent amount of confidence, it looks like we're seeing Bitcoin come back above this level and just totally eliminate this breakdown that it had. If we can get this weekly candle up here, that's what I wanted to see. So I've been trading, specifically like Solana. What I was talking about was it broke out of the range, could be having a bullish retest down here and bouncing up. You need Bitcoin to break above the range to do so. Solana didn't even really bounce back down to this range. I guess it kind of came back down after waking up, came back down and exploded out. So I'm longing right now. And honestly, I don't even have stop losses set at this very moment because if this news is as real as it seems regarding tariffs, then I think this is a very bullish period of time. So I am right now in a Solana long that I opened up recently as I was just kind of looking into this news and dissecting the news. I want to understand what the market sentiment truly is. I want to understand what the news that's really going on is. And based on that and based on my own TA, I trade off of that. So right now I'm trading over on over on BTCC. This is BTCC. And with BTCC, you can actually sign up for BTCC in the description of all of our videos. There's a link right here at the top. You click that link and it takes you over to the landing page for BTCC that looks like this. and there's a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. All you need is an email address or phone number. You set your password, and then you deposit funds, and any deposit over $500, you get a 10% deposit bonus, which is really, really cool. And you can do up to 500x leverage here. I'm only doing 10x leverage right now. And I think you got to stay cautious here, guys. Just because we're getting a move to the upside right now doesn't mean that we're just going to, nothing goes straight up, right? But we have been getting suppressed for a while because of this tariff news, because of the government shutdown. Gold has been pumping like crazy. Gold's cooling off. Bitcoin's heating up. We're coming into Q4 and we're coming into November. Another reason to potentially be bullish. 46% gains alone on average in November for Bitcoin, which you love to see. And that's, again, in addition to all these other bullish catalysts. So right now for Crowcoin, I'm looking at this chart and I'm thinking exactly as I thought, right? If Bitcoin can get above that trend line, same for Solana, and ETH. If Bitcoin goes up, these other coins can go up. Now, in order to see a continued bull market for Crowcoin, I still do believe that you need to see renewed strength for Ethereum, which we are seeing a little bit of a bounce off the weekly candles now at $4,000. If this weekly candle for Ethereum bounces on the $4,000 price level, that would be fantastic. That would be great. That would be a great area for us to bounce. In fact, I was talking about for weeks this $4,000 level specifically, and we've had a few moments where we wick down below it, but our weekly candles keep closing at the $4,000 level, which is perfect. I'd love to see a bounce off of that level. If we get that bounce, you can expect Crowcoin to probably bounce around this level. Maybe, honestly, this 15.3. I think this is probably the level, given that we're having these weekly candles close here. But I'm gonna keep it up here off the tops of these weekly closes over here. I do think that we are kind of seeing Crow bounce around this 15-cent level. So long as Bitcoin continues to climb up here, I think that Crowcoin easily could climb higher and move towards those bull market levels that we want to see, which is, $1 or $2. You need to see Bitcoin continue its bull market to get that to happen. But with the tariff news coming in a very positive way today, we might see something like that happening sooner rather than later. And I think it needs to happen quickly, as I've been talking about for weeks and if not months. I still believe in the 4-year cycle, but there are a different set of macroeconomic events that we're looking at right now, which we got to keep an eye on, and we'll do that here at the Crypto Report. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here's financial advice. Check out the affiliate links in the description down below. A 10% deposit bonus for your first deposit over $500 over on BTCC. And we'll keep the news coming for you guys over here. 2 videos here if you want to check them out. This is Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.